I'm gonna fuck it up. Here we go.
There's something in the air.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to There's Something in the Air, which is normally a spoiler-filled Wynonna Earp recap podcast, but not today, and not for Season 3. What we're going to do here is we're going to do little mini recaps of each episode of Season 3, although, like, if you listen to us regularly, you know our idea of mini is under 5 hours. Just to kind of talk about what happened in the episode, and then we're going to go back after the episode, after the season is done, and do our spoiler-filled recaps like we did for Season 1. This is Monica.
And Michelle.
Yep, I am here with Michelle. BP is unable to make it today, so we are sending out all of our good thoughts to her. We wish you were here. We are going to fail miserably and stumble around and just do our best here. And is this how I intro our podcast? Hopefully. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about episode 301, Blood, Red, and Going Down. Is that right?
It's the one with the vampires.
Yes, exactly. Dude, so I saw this and I just started shrieking, and Chris is like, "What the fuck is your problem?" And I was like, "Argh!" And then I just kept screaming. This episode will always be super special to me because she watched it with me. Like, Monday night for the sneak peek, she sat down with her crochet. Like, not fully watched, kind of like how I watch X-Files. But she watched it, and she read my recap, and, sent me notes. Thanks, honey. So that was really, really cool. Anyway, but she's like, "I don't know why you're internally combusting, you're weird."
Vampires.
Yeah, so there were vampires.
I just love that they did a Buffy homage is the first thing. As soon as they confirmed that it was vampires, one, I felt a lot better about how much stabbing there was in the season trailer.
Good amount of stabbing.
There was
lots of stabbing. I was really impressed with us, the three of us, how much we got right in our...
Me too.
Right? Because, yeah, there were fucking vampires. Yeah, it was sexy pink fog. Yeah, Doc threw a knife in that guy's shoulder. Boom, boom, boom.
And the thing is that, 80% of that trailer was from this episode. I think we got a decent amount right.
Yes. I was pretty impressed with us. I thought that was pretty cool.
When the episode started, I was prepared for Mechanical Bull, but I was not prepared at that moment for that much Mechanical Bull.
Michelle, we can never prepare ourselves for that. What the fuck? It was amazing. It was a giant waste of beer, and I know even you can't complain about that. That's not something you're going to be able to nitpick, because it was so perfect. I mean, maybe you can. We can nitpick anything, really. That's our jam.
I already picked my thing.
We'll get to that later. But yep. Holy shit. That Mechanical fucking Bull, dude. That was amazing. And I'm like, oh, how can I bring one of those to Akon for my photo op? But I don't. I mean, I am taking my car. But probably not.
Is that the one I'm going to?
Unless you've changed your mind. Can you come to that one? It's in 3 weeks.
I probably could, but I technically could. I'm not going to.
We should talk off camera. You should go. I mean, whatever. She's not going to go. She has a life. She can't just pick everything up and go. You should probably cut all that out. Anyway, yeah, Mechanical Bull. That's something.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Wynonna really wanted, to make sure that we were aware that she's back, so she had to open out the season in the most Wynonna way possible. Getting shit-faced at Pussy Willows, and then consequently getting thrown out of Pussy Willows.
Yes. There was a lot of Wynonna going all Wynonna again. And then, the montage with Way Hot, on the roof, and, not montage, scene. Listen, I've worked a lot of fucking hours this week, and I am exhausted. And then, all of them fighting and working together. I really liked that in the intro scene, and I really loved Wynonna shouting "fucking Pussy Willows." That was great. And, tripping over the stupid sign. And Jeremy's mustache. Loved it.
Everything about this episode was just so good. Like, I'm so glad the show is back. It's been way too long. It has,
and it was, you worry about shows kind of having a slump. Like maybe the first season of a show is really good, and then the second season forgets who they are, their characters are, the very core of them, and then the third season just really tanks them even further. But this show didn't do that, which is really great. Not that I'm thinking of any show in particular.
That was not loaded at all.
Actually, that probably could apply to a lot of shows, but... Also in that, in the pre-credits scene, dude, Nedley and Lonnie and the vampires. I didn't know that I needed to see Randy Nedley vampire glamored, but I did. Oh my god, I was just internally squealing. All that scene needed was Chrissy Nedley to pop up with some fucking chloroform. That's all it needed.
I feel like you'd like that to happen in a lot of... Just, her in the background, maniacally waving around like a
I'm going to be
towel.
honest with you. I'm sad that the actress, whose name escapes me at the moment, is not going to any cons, because straight up, I would, get a bottle, put a giant fucking label on it that says chloroform, and, have her, that would be my photo op. Chrissy Nedley chloroforming me.
So internet. Somebody find her and make her go to a con just so this picture can happen.
I was just talking about photo ops with Nedley's office for A-Con. She surprised me about one that I didn't know about. She has some fun things planned, and then we were talking about another one that I was thinking about doing. So, I forgot how much fun this part, the pre-con stuff, the planning can be. So, anyway, Randy Nedley, Vampire Glamour. Sorry, everyone. Mini episode. How long have we started recording? All right, so we're a third of the way into our time that we said we were going to have, and we've gotten into the intro.
We haven't even hit the credits.
I'm super stoked to see the new credits. They weren't in the sneak peek episode, so we'll have to shout about those next week, which will be great. So yes, I am super excited to see the new credits. When I wrote my recap, all it said was credits shouting, because I wanted to fill that in later. But yeah, it's going to be... I can't... Emily loves to troll us and give us clues and hints, and I'm just so excited to see what they are.
I am too. I was a little sad that we didn't get the new credits when it on Monday, just because, clues and shit, but...
So the first scene after the credits is a lovely, way hot bedroom scene. This one was released as a preview thing, right? Oh, look at this coming up in this episode.
They pretty much released the first 5 minutes.
Right. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to say R.I.P. Lonnie.
R.I.P. Lonnie. It's not like he was going to have kids anyway, but...
But yeah, no. So yeah, after Eurotrash vampires come to town... we get way hot. And, Wynonna and Doc having, the most, that's just a lot of tension.
Every single fucking kind of tension.
Yes, every single kind. I, didn't know, what I was feeling when I was watching the scene, because I was oh, they're upset, but, oh, this is kind of also really hot. But then also, this is weird, and, it's a lot.
Oh, I'm anxious and pregnant at the same time. Yeah. That's what this scene did to me.
It was... I mean, I can pretty much say that for, every part of the episode. I didn't know what I was feeling, but it was a lot.
Yeah, I think that's true. That's the title of this episode, I think. I didn't know what I was feeling, but it was a lot. Write that down. I want to say, too, I really liked the choice that was made with Nicole and Waverly, that we didn't have a long, drawn-out sit down about the mistakes that everybody made. I liked the fact that, okay, time has passed. I mean, we can't stay in the same, few months every season. We came back right away from season 2 to the end of season 1, but I like that some time has passed for multiple reasons. It just feels more natural. And obviously they're going to talk about, the hot tub and Nicole being married. And all of that stuff. And I like that, we were told that they talked about it, but I personally didn't feel like it was something that we needed to see. And then they did talk about it a little bit on the yarn texts. I forget what day it was. So I was really happy with the decision to treat that storyline that way and kind of put it to bed, for lack of a better term. I thought that was a really good choice. And also, like, they were just adorable in that scene. And, like, damn, that's all.
I really like how they handled doing a time jump, because you can't have a show that you're constantly in linear time with, just because, like, after 5 years, you're like, wow, it's been 2 weeks.
Right. Why aren't you, you shouldn't have aged, and yet.
Exactly.
It's not a soap opera.
But I really like how they handled it, despite some issues they have with the technology involved. But I really like that they went and they did a lot of the exposition stuff, not on air. They did it through those, through the yarn text. Because you either get something like that, or you have the first episode of the season is basically them just, like, sitting you down with a whiteboard and being like, let us exposition all of this shit to you really quick.
I was just really impressed with how it was handled. Like, there was a lot in this episode. My recap had over 4,000 words. And, you know, I wanted it to be more about feelings, but there was just a lot that was going on. And I felt like it was a lot kind of...
much stuff happened
Yeah, like, I don't like a recap that's just this happened, then this happened, then this happened, but, like, you know, there was a lot of shit that happened. And I had to get in a lot of Buffy references and, you know, a Jimmy Buffett reference that nobody got. But that's fine. I blame my brother. He would have gotten it, but he didn't even know that there was a season 2 of this show.
Aw.
And then he said, it's only okay. And then I saw red and started screaming at him about the patriarchy. It's fine.
Yep, sounds like any other day.
Yeah, exactly. I liked that there was a bike inner tube tire in the barn. There was a box, it was something for a bike part behind Wynonna and Waverly when they were talking.
Oh, see, this sucks because, like, normally I, like, buy every digital copy of every episode and then I, like, pick it apart. But all I have is my TiVo right now. And so, like, the amount of detail I've been able to go into on this is not enough.
It's Saturday. You'll have it Saturday.
I know.
But I know what you mean.
Waiting sucks.
It does. It does. We got to see Nedley in a neckerchief, which I nicknamed Nedkerchief. Thank you very much. I am hilarious. Thank you for that pity laugh, Michelle, and all of you. I loved all of the Jason Momoa jokes. Those were awesome. Hilarious. It's what Wynonna that's what Wynonna and Emily have in common. They both really like Jason Momoa, I guess.
I suppose, yeah. This episode, like, the tone of it is like overall just so great because it, like, didn't take itself too seriously, and it was just, like, a really nice transition, like, of, like, from being away for so long and then, like, not getting into, like, the nitty-gritty ugliness of, like, the main plot.
And I think we will. This almost just felt like a treat for us, I guess, but still a lot happened. I had said to somebody that it was kind of like the Once More with Feeling episode where you look at it on the surface and it's, like, cheesy and it's singing, but then when you think about it, like, every single plot point was advanced. Like, yeah, this was silly and it was about vampires, but a lot of stuff got wrapped up and, you know, some crazy shit happened too. See, there was a massacre in Pussy Willows and the bodies were, you know, displayed in the same shape as that weird Bolshar symbol. So that's probably not good.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound great. And Nicole also has some odd PTSD shit happening.
Yeah, like she thinks she's the only survivor from the cult of Bolshar. And, you know, that raises a lot of questions. How the fuck did that happen? How did she end up in purgatory? Was she drawn there? Did she go there on purpose? Like,
this is something that's kind of been, like, it also could just being stupid, but isn't she been, like, talking with dolls about, like, her past? Like, she's trying to, like, learn more about herself. Like, did she get, like, conked on the head and forget about a bunch of shit?
Well, depending on how old she was, she maybe just didn't remember, or maybe she blocked it out. I mean, it's hard to tell. If she was a kid, though, it's been going on since the 20s. at least that Black Badge knew about it. So she could have been like a child who left it. I don't know.
I have a lot of questions about it. And it seemed like before she realized anything about, like, the cult, she was, like, talking with dolls about trying to, like, learn more about herself.
I think this is one of those things that we'll find out more about as we go along. I'm excited to learn more about Nicole's backstory.
Yeah, sorry, I just went into, like...
No, it's okay.
Random tangent, like, silent ear.
There's just, there's just a lot. It has a lot of possibilities, and whatever it is, it's not one that we'll ever guess, I'm sure. Then Nicole has a panic attack, and they hang out in the bathroom, and she and Waverly get glamored by hot European vampire Petra. Yep. I love Way Hot. I think my favorite Way Hot may be glamored Way Hot. I'm not even embarrassed about it.
I mean, they're, like, such, like... They're so in love with each other, and then, like, just them casually, like, being super open about it, and then being like, well, I'm glad that if there is one thing that's going to be tearing us apart, it's, getting, like, eaten by sexy Euro vampires.
It's just, it was cute. I don't know. And, like, complete commitment. Like, the acting was good and funny. I don't know. I liked it.
I really, really love Waverly's reaction to Petra, and she's just like, oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you can't even see it.
I know. It was such a neat mirror trick.
It was, oh, so good.
So Mama Earp. Damn.
Yep.
All right.
That's not all I got for it, just, like, damn.
It just, like, it was a short scene, and it was kind of quiet and understated, but holy shit, like, a fucking acting, like a master's acting class was going on between Melanie and Megan Follows. Like, it was just really good, and I have no idea what the fuck is happening there, and I can't wait to see more.
Agreed. I have nothing else to add to that.
Right. Then there's who we know is Kate, but in this episode she was referred to as the Contessa.
Yes.
Vampire that Doc knew before she was a vampire, and I believe they have some kind of history. Super stoked to find out about that. Love her very much already. Same.
What am I trying to say? They're just gonna leave a vampire hanging out in purgatory.
I mean, what else was he? He tried to catch her.
No, I know, but, like, we know that in some capacity, she stays around and helps the team, or they at least get along in fashion. But, like, she can just glamour people.
She didn't actually glamour anybody, did she?
No, she was on her own, like, little side quest to, like,
right.
with Doc. But, like, I don't know. I feel like it's just gonna be really weird, like, having a character around that, like, if she, like, touches Waverly, then all of a sudden Waverly is gone.
We don't know the rules with her, though. I mean, we just don't know anything about her. I don't disagree with you. Maybe she's an angel or a Spike season 7. Maybe she has a soul. Maybe she isn't. Right. Maybe she isn't actually a vampire, despite seeming like one and traveling with vampires. Again, who the fuck knows?
And that classy party bus.
Yes, with the stripper pole.
Yep.
That really was. I think they said it was the best line of the season. Like, Doc, I'm Doc Holliday, and I will not be while tied to a stripper pole or something. Like, it was amazing. It was so good.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think of what else happens. Like, so much stuff happens that I can't actually identify any of the things.
Right. Sorry. Okay, well, this is, like I said, this is just a short recap, so we're just going to hit some high points here. Don't be sad if we miss something. We'll get to it in a while, when we circle back. So Wynonna kills Hot Kamen in the barn and comes into a glamored, unkillable gay squad.
Yes. Love
this scene. Love that Nicole knocks her out. Super confused why there is a casket in the homestead. Don't know what that's about.
My absolute favorite Nicole moment in this episode is not a way hot moment. Is after, like, they knock Wynonna out and Waverly's like, oh, but we can't hurt her because, like, we like her, whatever she said, and Nicole's face was just like, sure.
Kind of like, eh. Yeah, no, that was a great moment.
I was like, Nicole, hot, I am in love with you now more than ever. That delivery, done.
Oh, go ahead. It's cool.
I'm curious about why there was a casket in the house. And I also would really like the footage of them, like, dragging Wynonna in a casket, like, to the Gardner house.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I wouldn't be mad about having that footage.
Yeah, behind the scenes. Obviously, we have to suspend our disbelief. I think we say that at least every episode that we record. I do wonder who dressed her. She looked really good with her half gloves on her hands.
Agreed. It really gave emphasis to her giving that vamp dude the finger.
Right. There's something going on with dolls. The fact that he was able to escape being glamored. I don't think we're hearing the whole story on that. And how did he find her? I love, by the way, one of my favorite, like, I chuckled every time I saw it, was him knocking on the casket and her being like, come in, or yes, or whatever. Like, I loved that so much. And his vamp killing kid, hilarious, adorable. He was so excited. And Chris is like, are those like IKEA directions?
They were.
I believe now we're to your nitpick.
Okay. What is it with people in purgatory hanging chairs, like, on the ceiling, like, up on the wall?
Dude,
like,
I don't know.
That's not how you store furniture.
I don't know. And why did they have so many chairs?
There was, like, 3 chairs, like, up at, like, the ceiling height up on the wall. And, like, I know that, like, it made the shot really good, because, like, the perspective they could get, you know, with that in the background. But, like, who does that? If you do that, can you please, like, email us and explain? I remember, like, I went on a rant about that before, and then when we were in... Was it when we were in Columbus? And we, like, were in that, vintage shop, and there was a fucking chair hanging over an archway.
Yes, that had to have been it.
So aside from Purgatory and that one random, like, store, I don't know anybody else who does that with chairs.
I really enjoyed the steak making montage. Like,
Same.
Really enjoyed. So thank you for that. If anyone who makes the show is listening to this podcast, which I'm sure that you aren't. But thank you. If someone can tell them, it's fine.
I like when Wynonna, like, walks into the barn and she's like, okay, sexy fog. Like, just take it in stride.
I loved when she crashed into the window, too. And it was like, I'll tell you what you can eat, a dick. Like, there was a lot of dick action in this episode, and I loved it. That seems weird coming out of my mouth.
I like when she starts to tell him to eat a dick again or something, and Doc was just kind of like, okay, rein it in.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I mean, everything about this episode was good. It was just nice to be back.
Yeah, normally I feel like we're maybe a little bit better at words, but I'm just so, like, happy that the show is back that, like, I don't know. It's, like, a really weird feeling.
What do you think they shoved down that head vampire's throat? Probably nothing good.
I don't know. I think it was just a piece of garbage.
All right.
Definitely nothing significant at all.
No, it's all fine. It's all fine. I liked them all. I liked the fighting montage, obviously, in the sexy pink fog room, and then how Nicole got glamored again, and then Waverly, like, unglamored her. Like, that was all just really good.
All of this episode...
Again, it's like they wrote their characters, and they remember what their characters are like, and so they have their characters do things that make sense. I don't know, I just kind of love that.
Actually, the one thing I did not like was that we didn't even get through an entire episode of the season before Waverly was fucking covered in blood and screaming for Wynonna.
I know, right? I realized that Wynonna is probably okay. You know, the show's not called Wynonna Earp. Like, pretty sure she's gonna be back. But still, man, what a mindfuck. I have a theory. I have a theory that's based in nothing at all whatsoever, but I think it's Anna Silk's character, Kevin, pulling Waverly away. Nothing, based on nothing. No lobe check, no rationale. I was like, I bet that's her. Yeah.
It's actually Zoe Palmer.
I mean, it could be.
Just kidding, it's the potato.
It's the potato.
I just had a thought and now it went away. So I'm really curious about, like, the like, Bolshar's bestie guy.
The beret dude with the scar.
Beret dude. Because, like, he seems like he's evil. But he also seems like he's, like, guiding Wynonna. Because, like, with the big old, like, obvious handprint on, like, your mom's poster. Like, hi, here's a clue. But then, like, in some of the other stuff where it doesn't look like he's necessarily a bad guy from, like, some of the teaser stuff. So, I don't know. I'm really curious about him. I think he's going to be a really interesting character.
I'm curious. Everything in this episode is like, what the fuck's going to happen? It's good stuff. Yeah, and we end with Waverly screaming, Wynonna covered in blood. Oh, and before that, Wynonna and Doc maybe have a moment or two.
Oh, yeah.
But he's clearly not just thinking about her, which is unfortunate.
It's like they, were dancing around it. Well, they had been dancing around it for, like, 19 weeks.
Right.
So it's nice that we got to kind of skip over most of that.
Yeah.
And, like, just cut to the part where, like, we skipped the slow burn.
Yeah.
And we just cut to the good part, which I'm a fan of. And it was done so well. And I think a lot of that dynamic was really helped by the yarn text. Because it gave us the perspective that we needed on the situation, and that made the payoff at the end of the episode, like, that much better, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Do you mind if we wrap this up? I think Chris is home.
Oh, yeah, we can.
Not that she minds, but okay. So I think you can tell we both really, really liked this episode. It gave us a lot of stuff and wrapped up some stuff from last season, and really kind of set up fun things for next season. Hold on. Hi, honey. Sorry I left all my shoes there. Yeah, we're still recording. We're trying to wrap up, but I was letting you come in the door. We'll release this as bonus content. Yes.
Hi, Michelle! Hi, Chris.
Michelle says hi. Yes, everybody heard you. Eddie heard you.
Fuck it, that's staying in.
God damn it, Michelle. That's fine, but just take that other part out. Anyway.
No, I'll edit it. Calm down.
I'm calm. I'm fucking calm! Thanks, honey. Anyway. No, I'm distracted in my way, so. We did really like the episode. It was good stuff. I'm excited to see what next week brings. If you want to send us feedback on this, or just fucking, I don't know, anything, you just go to our website, earpsplainpod.com, and click on the contact button. Is that it?
Yep.
Makes sense. And you can find our voicemail, our email, our Twitter mail. No, just our Twitter. Our Twitter, if you want to find us there, is at earpsplainpod. You can DM us or tweet at us or tag us in something if you want. I don't know why you'd want to do that. You can find me on the Twitter at lesbianzer.
And me at McNick1291.
If you like this podcast, if you listen to this one and you're like, oh man, this is awesome, like really, this is not our best work, you should listen to one of our others. But if you do and you want to leave us some feedback, that would be awesome. You can, I always get this wrong, you can rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes. And you can subscribe to us on Google Play. Is that right?
Yep.
If you even want to throw us up 5 stars, because we are clearly a very professional 5-star podcast, that would be appreciated. We will see you back here probably next week for discussion about the next episode. I mean, maybe. Who knows what group of us will be here talking about it. Keeping things fun. Just never know who's going to show up on this podcast.
One day it's not going to even be us. It's just going to be like 3 random people.
Or just, 30 minutes of silence and it's just the potato. Yeah, it's good stuff.
That'd be a fun episode.
Wouldn't it be easy? Easy to edit. Did I get everything?
I think so.
All right, fuck it. Anyway, obviously... We hope you had a good time. We did. And obviously, it may be a shit show, but it's our shit show.